So I wanted to do a really quick channel slash life slash collection update because quite a lot has changed since my last video. Um, I'm a little disorganized. Like my office is a little disorganized, but I'm working on it because I want to be able to do like cozy at home workouts in here. Anyway, the biggest change is that, I'm always trying to like reduce the amount of time I spend scrolling, la la la. And finally, like last week, I was like, you know what? I just need to deactivate my Instagram because I have the app blockers, blah, blah, blah. And I always end up back on the For You page, scrolling through, workouts and cute climbing clothes, and you should try this and you should try this, and it adds to my endless mental to-do list. It's either that or it's like, people posting about their dog or their cat passing away or whatever, and I hate it and it makes me feel bad and I don't want to be on there anymore. I wish it could just be social media where I could actually see the posts from the people I follow because I follow people who post about toys, but the algorithm won't let you basically. So that's the end of that. I haven't deleted either my Instagram. I've just deactivated it because there are some pictures from there that I want to save. Um, but yeah, that's that finally. And then I was also trying to deactivate my Facebook because I was like, I literally only use it to talk to my parents, and I obviously have my parents' contact information on other platforms. Um, and so I was like, oh, I'll just deactivate it, just to clean up and not have so many apps. I don't like having so many apps, right? And they make it so difficult and complicated that I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna delete the whole thing. So I went ahead and downloaded my pictures because I had like a grand total of 50 photos on Facebook, and they were like pictures of my childhood dogs. So obviously I saved those to a Google Drive and then I just deleted it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting. It doesn't feel any different. Obviously, I still have YouTube. Um, I still have it's one of my friends, one of my let's say an internet friend suggested or said that what she does is that she turns off her history on YouTube and deletes all the history, and that means that you don't get any recommendations. So that has been great. Like I went through my subscriptions, so I'm only subscribed to a couple of people, and then I don't get any subscriptions, so I'm not like scrolling or spending too much time on YouTube. And it's really nice. So I'm just on YouTube. I'm on Tumblr a little bit. I will put my Tumblr because I made a Tumblr for toy collecting, because I hadn't used my teenage Tumblr in a million years. So I just made a new one for toy collecting. Also because it's just, I mean, it's less fun than Instagram because it doesn't like reach as many people and you don't, get to interact with so many people. But you know what? That's fine because I am so tired of the algorithmically generated feed. I just hate it. So I'm gonna put my Tumblr in my YouTube description, and obviously anybody can send me messages there, and I will answer them eventually. I don't know when I see them, when I get around to it. I'm not very good at answering YouTube comments either. I often like don't see them. Um, but yeah, it's start not really the start of a new era because that's what I've been trying to do anyway. Oh yeah, because I also still have Reddit, and I feel like I can't delete my Reddit account because then I would get posts from, I don't know, just everything on my feed, because right now I'm not subscribed to any subreddits except for maybe like Littlest Pet Shop buying and trading or something like that, because you have to like apply to be in that group, so I didn't want to delete it. Anyway, so it's just that. So most of the time there's no posts on my feed, and so then I don't get sucked in, and it's really nice. Yeah, so that is my life update. Collection wise, oh my gosh, I have gotten some amazing new stuff that I'm so excited about. And I thought I'd do like a super quick little kind of collection tour. Um, it's not going to be very well organized because, you know, I've been getting some new things in, finding some things at the thrift, getting some things off of Vinted, which I have not made videos about, and at this point, I don't think I ever will because, you know, I don't have like space to store things not in my collection, like before I film a video about them. So yeah, this is going to be a really quick little collection tour as it is now, and then I think I will make another video about all of that stuff is thrift finds from the past month or so, which is amazing. Um, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so super quick, I have this shelf up here, which has just been like where I put all of my kind of random finds. I think a lot of these things were thrift finds. People will pay a lot for the Quince pets. I don't know why. I'm like, I don't need 5 of them in different colors, so that was really fun. There weren't any others, and there weren't any other Quince pieces when I found this cat. But yeah, I found that at the thrift. Really fun recent thing is, I'm not sure if I've made a video about these before, but these guys are Moose Toys Crystal Ponies. They came out in, I want to say like 2006, 7, 8. So kind of just after my toy era. And this one I found at the thrift, and her little heart still lights up. Oh my gosh. So she would have had swappable like little outfit pieces, right? So this one would have come from one of the stables, which I looked for. I would love to find that someday. Anyway, this toy line was somewhat kind of exclusive to like the Nordic countries, and I think they were maybe in Poland and stuff as well. So all of these guys that I have found from Sweden. So this one I found in the thrift store here. Anyway, I really love how this collection looks up here. I think it's super pretty, even though it's just kind of me putting everything randomly up there. I've decided to really stick with my kind of no dolls rule. It's not 100% rule. I have found some really nice Barbies at the thrift, but I have been selling them or passing them on to friends of mine who collect Barbie. I'm just like, I just don't have space. So that means no dolls and also no new toys. Like I'm really done. It's got to be vintage, right? Because this space I have here, desk, shelf, and closet, is like, obviously you can see it's getting too taken over here. That's what I have, and I don't want to take up too much space, right? Anyway, so this is kind of my random shelf. I love it. I think it's so pretty. I have my 2 little alien dollies up there. I will say, these Princess Guinevere, the Jewel Riders, once again, theoretically, they came out here in Europe. Like sometimes you see them from Spanish sellers, but they're so rare to find, and I don't understand why. So I have these 2, which I'm pretty sure I had one of these. I think I had that one as a kid. I would really like the main character gal, but she's just never shown up. Anyway, we have my little shelf here. This hasn't changed much. I've put some little thrift finds and little doodads along the front here. Of course, my not Fashion Star Fillies, my Fantasy Fillies, which I love so much more than the Fashion Star Fillies. Oh, that's another thing that I've decided. I'm not going to collect Fashion Star Fillies. I do really love them, but they are just enough bigger than the Fantasy Fillies, and I don't like their color schemes as much, and also I didn't grow up with them. Like these guys are from the 90s, so I had this one as a kid. Anyway, love this shelf. This shelf is also kind of a thrift shelf, which is just like, I can't believe the amazing stuff that I have found at the thrift here. It's so exciting. So this was a thrift find, this was a thrift find, these were thrift finds. Obviously, she was not a thrift find, but I found her on Vinted for a really amazing price. She was a thrift find. Her dress, which is the Lady Lovelace dress, and this dress, which is a Barbie 12 Dancing Princess dress, also thrift finds. The swan from Barbie Swan Lake, also a thrift find. Yeah, I really love how these shelves have turned out. This guy from Sugar Planet, also a thrift find. So I was kind of like, Sugar Planet, I'm not really going to collect them, la la la. I mean, I don't really want like the big platform sets. But these little compact sets, I love them. And I found a bunch more of the dolls at the thrift. Unfortunately, this was the only pet. But yeah, so most of these are thrift finds. And my one singular Betty Spaghetti set, I did have a lot more Betty Spaghetti, but I ended up selling them. I don't know. I'm like, should I regret it or not? Like, if I had more space, I would love to have a shelf for Betty Spaghetti. But because my space is so limited, then I'm just gonna keep my like absolute 100% favorite pieces, right? Oh, and I still have the parrot. She's over there somewhere. I never had any of the rest of the pieces to that set. I would love the one that has like green hair, and also there's one that has like curly blue hair like this. I want that one, but she's super rare, and I'm not really willing to spend like a ton of money, so yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, and that Kelly, I think she was also in one of my videos because she was also a thrift find. So there's that shelf. And then we have my pony shelf. So this is not 100% all of my ponies. This is a lot of my G1 ponies. Obviously, I still have, this is like all the ponies who need to be cleaned up or rehaired or repaired in some way. But otherwise, we have all my ponies here, and these are childhood hand-me-downs and ones that I found here. Now that I'm looking, I'm like, because I have found so many G1 My Little Ponies at the thrift. I found her at the thrift. There's some other ones in here. I found this guy at the thrift. And there's some other ones who need to be cleaned up who are not in here. This was from a trade, and she's so beautiful, just like Princess Tiffany up there. Yeah. Oh, these guys were also a thrift find down here. Love it. Oh, and I also have some keepers. This is like a very 80s shelf, and there's also a Garfield back there if you can see him. So I would really love to have another pony shelf, but for right now, I'm very happy with it. Oh, and now I feel so silly because these guys, the ponies on this shelf, I found all of these at the thrift. What? And these guys are both really unusual. I have her. She needs to be cleaned up a little bit. She's a double, but the one that I bought online for probably more than I should have spent is in actually worse condition. She just has a little bit of dirt. But I mean, this pony, are you kidding me? And it's always funny that I find these kind of unusual ponies and there's like no other ponies or 80s stuff around. I don't understand. Anyway, I found this Majesty. I realized I was like, I only have like one pony in that pose. So I'll go for her as well. Then we have my giant MGA horses. I found her at the thrift a while ago. Found her at the thrift, found her at the thrift. This one I found at a garage sale as a kid. This is my one Dream Beauty. I ended up trading the other one because, I don't know, I just felt like her colors didn't go in my collection, and I wasn't super attached to her because I had bought her as an adult at an antique shop. So yeah. Anyway, these are some of my giant horses. This Barbie horse I'm thinking about customizing, but I mean, she's just up here for now. And then we have the little fakey Popples back there, which I got unvented for like $7. I don't know, it was less than $10, but honestly, I think he's cuter than regular Popples with the little heart-shaped nose and the little hair on top. I love him. Oh, and then we have a double of the Brietta Pegasus. So I'm almost thinking about selling the one up there because she's in like perfect condition. And then, you know, customizing slash restoring this one here because she's in kind of rough condition. But I mean, they're just there for now, not taking up space. You know, they look pretty. I love plastic horses, right? And we have a Takara Fakey and a Keeper's Baby, which are also thrift store finds. Then we have this shelf, which starts off with all of the Littlest Pet shops, many of which I have found at the thrift, and at the, what is it, Pet Love and Playhouse. I had that one as a kid. This one I got at the thrift. It's in pretty nice condition, and I've slowly gotten a lot of the pieces to it. And then we have my Hamtaro house, which is the exact one that I grew up with. I don't know why, but all of my Hamtaro stuff has gotten like extremely yellowed. so much more than most of my other toys. I don't really understand. I don't understand why. I'm a little sad about it. I don't know if I'm gonna try and figure out how to fix that or not. We have a shelf with my homemade ones, which hasn't changed very much at all. We have a shelf with some realistic horses. Obviously, this is my childhood AG Minis set. These guys were thrift finds. Some of these horses were thrift finds as well, because I grew up with not these exact ones, but I had some of the Grand Champions as a kid and I loved them. We have some ham hams here, some more natural colored ham hams. I know these are the fakey ones. They are actually from my childhood because I had almost all of the legit Hasbro ones, and then I had one of those like Chinese fakey sets as well. Then down here we have a whole bunch of tropical stuff. We have the AG Minis pool cabana set. I don't remember what it's called now. We have some the Meowshmallows from Pusheen. This is just a Lego brick separator. And then we have some of my favorite Littlest Pet Shop and Littlest Pet Shop babies. Oh my gosh, this guy I got in a lot for like, so he was less than $10. What? And then we just have some random other, we have some little thrift finds up here. I don't know what these guys are, but they are so early 2000s and they go here. And oh my gosh, the car babies. I made a video about this guy already, didn't I? I'm not 100% sure. I can double check, but that was also just a random Vinted find for such a good price. I couldn't believe it. Is that not like the weirdest, most 80s weird kind of ugly cute toy you've ever seen? Anyway, I absolutely love him. Yeah, would love to find another one, although of course, you know, I never expected to find one in the first place. Didn't even look for it, so whatever. But yeah. Okay, then over to my desk. I still have some of the same projects here, and my shelves here are pretty much the same. So I have some of my favorite, like the baby G2 ponies, some of my favorite teeny tiny Polly Pockets. This G2 pony I also got at the thrift, a little discolored but super cute. And then I love having the new and old gen of Littlest Pet Shops together. These are also some of my absolute favorite sets. I know I made a video about these guys, absolute grail find. And then this setup, this display, hasn't really changed much at all. Was so excited. I found the little dog I found at the thrift, and then I found the cats on Vinted. I would love to find the rest of the dogs on Vinted. Some more childhood treasures, you know, so like 90s hand-me-downs mixed with early 2000s. I will have to go through my childhood stuff a little more in depth, a little more in detail at some point, but I'm so happy with how this display looks right now. And then these guys, these are two that I have been thinking about selling, but I think I've decided not to. I don't know, this one I just got on eBay, and so I was like a little less attached to it, because the other ones are, you know, my childhood ones, or I bought them from a friend on Instagram or whatever. And then, oh my gosh, I've definitely posted about her, but I finally found the purple version of the MGA horse. I've been looking for her forever. Like, nobody knows what these are. They show up occasionally on Vinted for like €5 or whatever. And then it's always like, you know, I've tried to buy her before, and then people have been like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't find her or whatever. And, you know, nobody cares because it's not worth any money. But I'm like, to me, I wanted it so bad. So of course I've talked about her before, but their hair is terrible. It is also actually rooted like a My Little Pony, but they're much harder plastic than a My Little Pony. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do or how I'm going to repair that. But, yeah, some beautiful, colorful plastic horses. Okay, and last but not least, we have my closet. So I have a bunch of packaging stuff up there. My cool light, which I need to figure out where I can put that. I mean, this fell down. I would love to be able to put this thrifted light up there instead. A pair of my skates. I know I'm not supposed to store them in hard guards, but I did. They were completely dry before I put them in there. And these are like my my kind of beater skates that I can go out on the on the like natural ice and stuff with. And I'm like, why? Where did this yellow mark come from? Anyway, whatever. I have a coworker who wants to do figure skating with me, so I'm starting to get a little excited about it again. I have some Polly Pocket compacts in here, which I'm not sure how to display, and then, like I said, my project ponies, and then the rest of this is like packaging materials and sports stuff for me and my boyfriend. Up here, I have plush, and pretty much all of these I got at the thrift or in person at antique stores. This guy was a thrift find. This guy was a thrift find. The swan was a thrift find. Like, amazing. Actually, seriously amazing. This guy I've been looking for information on. There is one for like 150 euro up on Etsy, but you know, Etsy prices are crazy, so who knows what the deal is with that. We have some jewel pets. Why are jewel pets so hard to find? I was kind of thinking about selling my collection, but then I was like, no, I'll keep them, because this I have not necessarily from my childhood. I was like a teenager when I bought this, but I love these pencil cases. Yeah, I don't know why they're so weirdly hard to find. They were like a 2010s line, so yeah. We have some Bunny Surprise and Puppy Surprise, my favorite one. I absolutely love these guys, and obviously Bunny Surprise is my favorite. Then we have my drawers, which I can't really like pull out and show right now because of all of this. But we have some ponies. Some of these guys are project ponies. Like this pony needs to be rehaired, but I got her for an amazing price, and I think she's so pretty. I love these ponies, but I'm like, can I remove their weird little lipstick? Is that allowed? Anyway, yeah, so the stuff that's in my drawers has not changed much, but yeah, we can move back down to some recent finds. So I ended up picking up this Shrek doll with the thought that I would add her to my kind of like 2000s collection, like with the stuff that's up there, like the Ham house and the Littlest Pet Shop playhouse and Rain from Spirit. This is just all stuff like from my childhood. She's actually a little later. I think she's from like Shrek 3 era or something. But she's really cool, and I feel like they don't usually make princess dolls in this color, you know? And I grew up watching I grew up watching the Shrek movies, obviously. So that's her. Finally got this. This was another Grail item. This is the last Galoob Star Fairies playset that I needed. This was actually a thrift find, so I'll talk about that later because I'll make another video about my recent thrift finds. This is from Cave Club. I ended up selling the big T-Rex, and they're just everywhere online, so I assumed that I would find the smaller dinos at the thrift, and I never ever do. I really want the green like Brontosaurus little dino as well. We have some Hasbro Little's Pet Shop. We have some items from my trade. This amazing fakey puppy surprise, right? So cute. So there's a fakey kitty surprise up as well on Vinted, but it's the brown one, and I'm like, meh, not interested. But there's a pink one on eBay, and I want it so bad. But of course, it's in Germany, and the shipping from Germany, like, it never works out for whatever reason. This is a PJ Sparkles horse. I think her tail has a slight haircut, but that's okay because I got her for so cheap. That's just one that I have always wanted. I think she's so pretty. We have some more of the crystal ponies who I have found. I wanted to say over the years, but I mean, over the past couple months, I've been looking for them. The problem is that nobody knows what they are. So I have just found them through, like, you know, image searching or whatever on Vinted and that sort of thing. And then if we move down here, the big change is these guys. So these guys are fashion surprise pets. They would have had clothes and shoes and everything. These ones don't have any of those clothes, obviously. but I figure I can make something for them. There are also some that are up on Vinted right now that have all their accessories, but the seller wants like a lot of money for them, and I'm a little uncertain. So here we have lantern ponies. I absolutely love this era of lantern ponies. So these are like the 90s, early 2000s ones. Most of these are from the thrift. We have some more Grand Champions. I want to customize these guys. I need to figure out how to do that. So these are also like thrift finds. This, I know I said no new toys. This is a new toy, but look at this unicorn dragon thing. Like, if they had continued making these, they only made this one. This is like it, and it came with this doll. So these are also Moose toys. What are these called? Pixlings or something like that? So I don't really care about the dolls, but oh my gosh, the horse dragon thing, it's beautiful. I can't believe it. If they had made more of those, I would be seriously all over that. I'm sure I've made videos about it before, but I have a lot of my teeny tiny stuff sorted into these little plastic organizer containers. And then down here we have another Barbie horse, which I am considering customizing, but also maybe not, because it's really hard to like get her to stand up correctly and stuff, because she was one of those action ones. So we just kind of have some random stuff in here. And my hams, I think I need to make a video just about hams because I was obsessed as a kid. I had so many. There, and then just other random stuff which is stored down here. So this little bag I thought looked like knockoff Sanrio. I also picked that up from the thrift. And then otherwise we have the My Little Pony salon back there, which I'm really hoping somebody local will want, and I can kind of give it away, because I mean, it's so cool, but it takes up too much space, and I need to be able to get into my drawers and move these things around so I can get in there. And the rest of this is HE Minis. Yeah, so these guys are kind of an exception to my no doll rule. And I'm thinking about, like, I really want a Pinky Cooper doll. I'm so annoyed with myself because when those came out, I was like, they're actually so weird and cute, but no, I'm not gonna add to my collection that way. Even then I was still not really a doll collector, even though I was totally buying Monster High. I went looking everywhere for the original Rochelle Goyle. The thing is that by the time I got my driver's license at 16, because even then I was like trying to collect toys with my limited money, but by then, like, the original Wave 1 dolls for Monster High were already gone out of the stores. So I remember I got Scarus Rochelle, and I also got Ghouls Night Out Rochelle. I ended up selling the GNO Rochelle to a friend of mine, because I don't know, I didn't like her face as much. I'm like, maybe I'm like, do I regret it? Do I want her back? But she also didn't really fit in with my collection, like the look that she had. I don't know. Maybe I should investigate. Basically, Rochelle is my absolute favorite character. I'm thinking about buying her reproduction doll. Yeah, thinking about buying the reproduction doll. And I'm also like, I have been very good about, I did buy some G3 Draculara, like way back when. I ended up selling those as well, because I don't have space for new dolls. But if they make a Rochelle Goyle G3 doll, I will absolutely consider it. So that would be my only exception. Maybe the Pre-Production Rochelle, maybe the G3 Rochelle, maybe Pinky Cooper doll. Just one, if I can ever get a hold of one. I mean, because they are insanely expensive. Like, these guys were making me think about the Struts horses by Playmates that came out. They came out around the same time or a little after these guys, like in 2008 or so. I think that's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, because they came out in 2008. And they're so expensive. So I'm not willing to spend that much just for something that I like, just because it's weird and funny, But yeah, that's that on dolls. I think This horse, my thought was, you know, I don't like how they just use the same exact horse mold for all of the Barbie horses from all the movies. And I think, to me, she looks more like Lila the Unicorn from the Barbie Swan Lake movie. So I was thinking about making her into a custom, but I also might just send her back to the thrift because I don't have enough space for more big horses. Sorry. So that was basically a tour of my whole entire collection. I have this giant bag of thrift finds and some other stuff which I have got. I will make another video about that and maybe another video about my wish list and collecting plans. And yeah, then I will hopefully be able to make another video when I have reorganized all this stuff and gotten rid of even more stuff so that I can get into my drawers again. And yeah, it'll be good. Spring is here, the flowers are finally here, and I'm very happy.